So, Howard, what's been going on since we last met?
Well, it's that time of year. I've been going on holiday, basically, getting some fresh air, some nature, recharging the batteries, taking a bit of a break. I've been up in Scotland, which I think it's good for anyone who plays music to get up there. Stunning, beautiful places. Came back quite inspired. Did a little bit of messing around with an OP1 and an OPZ and an iPad when I was up there. Got extremely frustrated with Cubasis on the iPad. It was just really did my head in.
That's funny because someone on the radio chat was like, "Oh yeah, I make a lot of my music on Cubasis." I was like, "I don't know how you finish stuff on an iPad." Yeah. I've tried to make songs in like GarageBand because GarageBand on iPad is pretty full. Yeah, like it's crazy.
That works better for me.
But I just I don't know, like it just not having like a mouse and a keyboard and stuff just.
It's a little fiddly.
And then not like it's hard to do like you can't have the full screen sometimes. You know, you have to when you do it's small. It's so different. I like it though because I love to just capture ideas on it and then recreate it like in Logic or in Reason.
And that's what I use it for.
Yeah.
The exporting from GarageBand is a pain in the hole.
Yeah.
I don't like that much either. But a few times I've dragged stuff out of it and dumped it into Ableton and actually written a song.
Yeah.
I think it stayed mainly on the portable devices this time. They're really easy to do the transfers. You just hook them up via USB and drag the audio files off. So yeah, did manage to get a few ideas down, but got some remixes to do now to finish up, and then I think I've accidentally started about 3 songs.
It's funny how that happens, isn't
Happy
it?
Accidents. Happy accidents.
Yeah, I was just fiddling around. I got a few new modules in the Euro rack. I've got a new case that I need to find a home for. There isn't room in front of my monitor anymore for this. So
the woes of modular.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move it, or there's going to be a modular corner. I've got a mixer behind me that I'm not using that I can plug it all into. So I'm gonna have to move it into its own section and consolidate everything else here. And I really can't be bothered to do that at the moment because I don't know about you, but when I get in here, I just I want to do music. I don't want to rewire all my USB MIDI to be cabled MIDI to save on ports. USB ports have filled up everything.
I've been putting that off for so long.
So dull.
I'm like, I'll do all this cable work soon, and then nope. Oh, I need to move my desk. Nope. I did set up a
blinking lights everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
do I want to crawl under the desk and rewire everything? No,
God knows what kind of dust and whatever else is down there.
Yeah.
I like to book off. I put it off for months and months and months, and I'll book off a day. I'll have a nice smoke, and then I'll just clean everything from top to bottom, a proper deep clean, and just get it all done. And then it will stay like that, and I will refuse to touch it again until I cannot move for sneezing from dust.
I don't know why I imagine you just like drop some acid or mushrooms and then clean.
You try cleaning on acid or mushrooms?
No, I just get the feeling it would be some spiritual movement for you.
No. Yeah, but
it wouldn't be effective though.
I don't think it would go very well. It wouldn't go very well. I think I end up and it just like things. I'd be having a MIDI input in the jack or something like that. Just wouldn't work. But I do like.
But that'd be you beating reality.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't work very fucking well, would it?
Well, in this reality, it wouldn't work, but maybe in the one you were in, you're in the higher existence, you broke through that issue.
Maybe I'll talk to Spectre about it, see what he says.
There you go, yeah. The next Psychonautic will just be silence because you've just messed up all the jacks. But if someone listens on acid, they'll hear new worlds.
Exactly.
Maybe a bit of mains hum, maybe.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've always said you shouldn't listen to my stuff sober because it's not very good. But then if you just take some drugs, everything is suddenly a lot better. So
that's the problem with drugs. Everything sounds good.
Exactly. This is a good point.
No, Nickelback still sounds bad. That's fair. It might sound tolerable, but it's still bad.
Well, my life was changed when I got one of these.
Ooh. Oh, now that's pretty bad. Are you?
This is smoke dusting brush.
So you're going Mrs. Doubtfire on your rig.
Yeah, cool. I like to keep things dust free rather than I don't want to build up a day of cleaning.
But the dust on the synth adds a sound.
Where does that dust go?
There aren't enough drugs in the world that can make me spend a whole day cleaning.
That's fair enough. I mean, having said that, okay, so you're brushing. Where's all that dust going?
Up in the air.
Up in the air. So
into your nose.
Again, right? It's just going to
I try and get it onto the carpet.
Does the carpet then get vacuumed?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay.
I'm picturing just a giant mound of dust underneath your desk. Your desk is sparkling and you've got all the flashing lights and there's just a mound of grey dust.
That's why he doesn't want to go down there and clean.
That's why I got the camera up here.
He's got like a snow mountain down there of dust.
Yeah, that's the way. What about you, Sunwarper? What have you been up to?
Let's see. Well, I was having a bit of a rough go creatively. I broke out my 4-track cassette player, which was nice, and I sampled what I thought my Prophet was dying because it was having these terrible pitch drift issues. So I sampled it, a couple of my favorite patches that I've made. I sampled it through there, put it through the cassette into the computer, and then made like sample libraries out of them. Which sounds pretty cool, and we're going to be talking more about that in Lightspeeds and stuff. But yeah, so the cassette, that gave me some new ideas and stuff, but I don't know, I just wasn't really feeling it for a while. And then I kind of thought, because I'm big into fitness and health and stuff, I was kind of thinking, like, I wonder if I'm not getting enough nutrients of some kind, like B vitamins, because that's a big thing of energy. So for the last, like, month, I started taking some B vitamins, and my sleep got better. I've been having much more energy and feeling a lot more creative, and just like overall mentally feeling better about things. Because it was just like, part of it is you just have times where, it's up and down, but it is important. And I mean, if you don't know much about nutrition, and even if you do, it's always good to get blood work done too, because then you really know what's up or down and what's affecting you. So I still have to do blood work because I haven't done it since before COVID. But I did a little just, of my own investigating and was like, I think I need some B vitamin. And it seems to be working a bit at least.
Yeah, I got some. I've been doing it as well.
Yeah.
Definitely helps.
See, I told you, you and me have like a brain link.
I've got some right there.
There you go. I took some right beforehand. That's probably why I'm so high energy today. That and coffee is like a crazy mixture.
Well, do it. So what is it, B12 you're on?
The one I got is somewhat of a complex. So it's B12, I think B3 and B6,
is it?
I think 6. It's important to figure out, what is low and some things may be too high. Like if you eat a very consistent diet, you may have higher levels of some vitamins that need to go down or something too.
It's interesting. So something completely unrelated to what you're doing, i.e. nutrition.
Yeah.
And
but it has an effect,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's created more productivity and better for you.
Yeah, because I was just feeling like so uninspired, unmotivated, getting that like hardcore imposter syndrome and just like not wanting to create. And then I've been like working on this live set. It keeps changing the way it's going to be done. And I was like, and I wasn't sleeping well. And I was just thinking, I think something's off here. So I just started experimenting a little and I landed on the B vitamin. I think there might be a little more to it. I got to get blood work done and stuff, but that was a big change. So
that's cool.
It's something
Energy is a big part of it, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Because your physical energy and your mental energy depend entirely on how healthy your system is and your nutrition and so on.
Yeah.
And it's such an elusive thing when you're trying to be creative that if your head or your body's not in the right place, it does introduce challenges.
Yeah,
that's the first
definitely.
thing.
Yeah, and to a bit to Curtis's point too, like how it's so off from what you'd think. It's like that's a big thing. Is that and like you're saying, Howard, we always suspect it's like the music or I'm having a drought of creativity, but it might not be that. It might be something deeper and more systemic in you.
Yeah, and it can come across. It can start quite subtly as well.
Oh yeah,
you don't really notice it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
So is it the nutrients for you as well, Howard? Is that what's been kind of ticking you over, keeping you balanced?
Yeah, I mean, being the wrong side of 25, I do take a few things, But you've got to be careful that what you eat has got the stuff in it, and a lot of food doesn't. You need to look at what your needs are.
That makes sense. And I mean, it's we always feel like we talked about writer's block before. We talked about these things that stop you making music, and you always think that it's something directly related to music. Like get a new plug-in or fuck around with a new synth or something like that. But ultimately, it's a balance, and if you're unbalanced when it comes to your, like you say, nutrition, your lifestyle, then that's going to feed into you making stuff.
Yeah, nutrition plays a big role in like everything in our life, and it's so underrated in that respect.
That's interesting.
What about you, Josh? What have you been up to?
I have just finished a run of a Zoom production. As it goes.
So for a play, right?
Yeah. So it's a classic. It's called Blithe Spirit by Noel Coward. And it's a classic production. It's been around for years, and it's basically, in short, there's a séance, and a man and his second wife hold a séance, and then he brings back his first wife, or his first wife comes back, and then hijinks ensues, essentially. And traditionally it's a stage play. It's a farce, so things are coming in and out. And we've been, obviously because of COVID, the theatres have been shut. And so over the past year or so, theatres have gone to Zoom. Now we're having this discussion now, and so you recreating that farcical kind of aspect on with little windows of people. And it's quite a cool experiment. So I was running the sound.
Are they doing like scenes, like backgrounds or something? I mean, like do they have like some sort of? Does each window, or like little person's thing have like a background that's fitting or?
Yeah. So everyone's got a green screen.
Yeah.
And then we superimpose. There was in this example anyway, there was 3 different backdrops for Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And then so the actors just changed them when they were off stage and then came back on. And then I would run as the host. I'm co-host with the director, and then I share sound and sometimes visuals, because we also had scene changes as well, where like just Act 1, Scene 2, Act 1, Scene 4, etc. Very classic play. And then so I'm operating that from here, and it's really interesting because most of them are in Prague, because it's a Prague-based theatre company. But we had an actress from Ireland. We had an actress she was in London. And he had people tuning in from all over the world to kind of see. We had people from China sitting in there last night, which is really cool. So it's kind of like a COVID-friendly production, so to speak.
And you're balancing the levels like live, right? Through Ableton or something?
For the majority, yeah. I mean, a lot of them set beforehand. There's a lot of one-shots. So there's lots of kind of take, because it's a seance. There's like 1 bang for 2, 2 bangs for no. So there's lots of bangs which are pre-done. A bit of automation done, like 20 seconds of a song, for example, and then but there's like transitions for like rain and music, for example, which again this baby.
So you like triggering them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you're like hitting all these little one shots.
Essentially, yeah. Essentially.
So are you doing Foley as well then, kind of a bit?
Well, I did that all pre-production. I did that all in pre-production, and then I basically. Do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Bring it up. So basically, I lined everything up in Ableton, and this just kind of really hammered home Ableton's my genius that is Ableton. And so I laid everything out on the mixer channel beforehand.